What's going on, y'all? Woo! Been an interesting start of the day for untilit.works this week. Packing and stuff, getting ready for a trip. So there won't be an untilit.works cipher next week or next couple of weeks because I'm gonna be traveling. Yeah, a good couple of weeks. So, all right. So yeah, I'm just doing that, and then like the smoke detector thing, like it started beeping, because I guess the battery is low, so I had to go get a ladder, get on top of there to fix it, to replace the battery. And so going to be an interesting day. And plus the time zone, not time zone, daylight savings time. So I'm happy about that because that means that the it's not going to be as dark so early. So that's good. All right. So neither here nor there. Let us talk about what's happening. So this is like an intro. This is the first break session. So let me start at the beginning. These welcome to untilit.works. It's kind of like an online study group, like self-study kind of thing where you just work on whatever the thing that you want to work on. It's just kind of setting time aside because like me, I'm terrible at just like doing stuff. Like I need to be able to set time aside to work on a thing that I've been meaning to work on because otherwise I'll fill it with other stuff. You know what I mean? And so for me to be able to complete like side projects and things, I kind of need time to just set aside to work on it. And so that's what untilit.works is. At least like, okay, I'm all over the place. Untilit.works consists of 2 ciphers of the day. You know what I mean? So a cipher is a 3-hour block of time. And within each cipher, there are sessions, and there's 2 types of sessions. There's the break session and the work session. Right now, we're in the break session. They happen 15 minutes after the hour. They kind of give you some time to kind of like stretch, walk around, kind of just get your mind off of the thing that you were just focusing on in the work session. And I'll show you the work session stuff. But yeah, so you can see, you got the video with my face on there. And then there's also, if you wanted to, so below the video, this is a horrible intro, and I've done this like a bunch of times already. So below this video, you'll see that there's the may need to click play to start the stream. And that's due to the reason that if you ever hop in the middle of a break session, that you'll the video may look like it's frozen. And that's because browsers don't allow for autoplay video and audio. All right. So you just have to click play. So that's why that little information is there. Then next to that, we have the open and closed caption. That is where I have right now, I'm using this speech recognition API to turn my speech into text. And so if you click that, it'll open up like a little section, and hopefully my words are being transcribed accurately. And so, so you'll be able to kind of read along if you don't have the audio on or what have you. Below that, if there's anything interesting that you found during these break sessions, you can add a clip. And what that'll do is it'll take like the timestamp and go a little bit before and after and cut out like a 5-second clip. Get 5 of those. And so once I hit stop broadcast, I take those timestamps, send it off to like a series of processes that happen in the back end, and where it will take your timestamps, the recorded video, and cut out your clips, join them together, and then make that available for you to check out later to where you can download or send to Twitter or what have you. So that's that. All right. And then, so you click create a highlight video once you're done. Then there's the countdown timer that's counting down to when the next session happens. So it'll be a work session. So that's when you like focus on whatever it is that you're working on. Then it's also, if you want to join the chat, you can and ask questions, what have you there. So there's that. Cool. Now, so that was the the break sessions. Let's go quickly into the work session. Let me pull this thing up. All right, screen share. Not going to need any audio. Cool, this one. All right, so this is kind of like what the work session will look like. The background will probably be different because it's just randomly selected from like a list of environmental images. Environmental environment, yes. So we got the menu in the upper right-hand corner. So like home, shop, subscribe. Subscribe is where you'll be able to see all the upcoming ciphers and subscribe to get notified when we go live. Except today, I think I forgot to send it out. I put it on Twitter, but I think I forgot to send it on the site, but neither here nor there. It's like I said, it's one of those days. All right, then you can log out, log in, depending on your status. All right, then on the other side, on the left-hand side, we have the Bandcamp player. So I had some artists that I know who make really great music submit tracks, so I can use in like random projects. And so this is a web component I made where it basically takes the list and the Bandcamp player, and it kind of just goes from track to track to track. And so if you want to listen to some music, you can do that. Just click play. And you can also buy the track since the Bandcamp player. You can share it. And then I added, you could tweet it out if you want to support the artist and spread the word on some good music. All right, towards the center here, we have the to-do section. That is where you enter your task, where it says add a task. You can either hit the plus sign or hit enter. It'll add it to this section here. Then you'll be able to edit, delete, or mark them as done. And if you mark them as done, it go into the done section. So you can click done to see what you got finished. Click the Twitter icon towards the end, and now send out a tweet saying, hey, these are the things I got done. It's kind of like a nice little way to hey, got some stuff done. Feels good. All right, then we got another countdown timer that's counting down to when the next break session is. And again, those happen 15 minutes after the hour. View tutorials. So now, let's say you don't have a thing you want to work on, but you want to get something done. You want to feel productive. So I have some tutorials there. Now, if you've never done any sort of web development and coding, I have the freecodecamp.org and the Odin project. And for what I've seen about the curriculum and what I've heard from people, they seem to give you a good overview of what is involved within web development. So you can decide whether or not you want to spend more time and or money into learning more about web development, maybe turn it into a career. All right. So also, I'm a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage. So I have 3 tutorials from Vonage. One is where you create an application where you put in your phone number into the browser, hit call, and it will call your actual phone. And you can have a conversation. Cool stuff. Then there's the one where there's the opposite, where you call a virtual number that you get. And then you call that number and it'll ring the application you create and you'll be able to have a conversation. You'll be able to pick up. Then I have one where you create an application where 2 users log in and one can call the other and you can have a conversation through the browser. Super cool stuff. At least I think so. Then below that, we have the hakko. We'll talk about that later because I have a whole separate presentation. Show and tell. So now if there's anything that you found interesting this week and you want to talk about it, just show and tell is 5-10 minute quick, lightning talk. Just kind of talk about what you found interesting and why you think it's cool. All right. And then remember that video that you sent for the clips? Well, there it'll say status submitted, and that's when it's being worked on. When it's completed and ready to be viewed, it'll say status done, and you can be able to click the view button. It'll pull up the preview. You'll be able to download it. Be able to also send it on Twitter. Cool. Now, that is the work session. Now, I mentioned the hakko. So the hakko, let me do that. Okay, get more space. Now the hakkos. So again, this is kind of like what your work session looks like. So you'd let's say you want to view what hakkos have been created. Click that. It'll show the hakkos that have been created. Now, let's say you create the hakko. You click create. So it'll pull up a form. Then you'll be able to enter the title and 3 keywords that can help anybody looking at the listings kind of get an idea of what your hakko is about. Oh, by the way, hakko is help a coder / creator out. All right, hakko. All right, cool. Then you just create it. It'll get you a link to your room, and you can copy the URL, and then you can also share on Twitter. And then you can join your hakko. When you join your hakko, this is what it looks like. You have the title at the top. Then you can leave. You can open the menu to see who's in there. So that's in the upper right-hand corner. Then we have another countdown timer on the left-hand side. You can also copy the URL again, and you can click to share on Twitter. Now, when someone clicks to join your room, they just don't join your room straight away. They actually are requesting to join your room. And so you'll be able to see them pop up under pending. Now, if you click their name, you'll be able to it'll open up either their Twitter or GitHub, depending on whatever they log in with. So yeah, then you'll be able to approve or deny them, right? Now, let's say you checked out their profile, looks cool. and then you approve them, but they turn out to be a total like terrible person. Then you can just click ban, and now ban them out of the room. All right, cool. Now you as the owner of the hakko are the only person that can share your screen. Now, when you share your screen, I figured it's the best way to be able to show people like the issue you're having, or maybe the thing that you want to get feedback on. So you'll be able to actually show them, and they can understand and see what's happening, so they get a feel and kind of understand and get some context to what it is that you're asking. Then I also have the chat. So how you communicate is through the chat. And now I also have it to where, let's say you don't want to type every time, you can enable audio chat. And that will then enable web speech recognition and your microphone, so that you can just say what you want to communicate, and it will turn it into text and put it into the chat, the text chat for you. Now, if another person's enabled their audio chat, then you can actually have an audio conversation back and forth. But for the people who don't have audio enabled on, you'll still be able to follow along with the text chat. And then I have it to where also, let's say you don't even want to look at the screen, you can enable text to speech, and it will read out the chat messages as they come in. And so that way, if you want to look at another screen while you're working on stuff, or another tab or something, you can still kind of follow along. So there's that. All right. And then I think, and here again, you can see the listing of the different hakkos, and you can, again, click on the names to see their person's profile on Twitter or GitHub, and then decide whether or not you want to join right there. And then again, there's a requesting thing, and then you have to be approved to join in. So yeah, that's it. All right, cool. Not too bad. Now let me stop sharing my screen, because I got a lot of stuff to work on. I'm actually trying to plan out what like my packing stuff. So I'm thinking I'm going to order packing cubes. I think it's about time. I've been told about the greatness of packing cubes, so I think I'm going to order some. So now I've just been like on YouTube looking at like reviews and things, so trying to figure out and see how, because of course there's so many choices, so I have to see what will work for me, get that done. And yeah, so hopefully, because I need to start packing, I need to get packing done, and I'm going to figure out like what kind of equipment I want, because I want to do like different video stuff. So I want to figure out what kind of like videos I want to do. So what cameras I'm going to need and things. So for the right occasion. So there's all that. So that's more packing. So yeah, a lot of packing. All right. So I'll get y'all back to work so I can get back to my stuff. And again, thanks for hanging out. Again, 15 minutes after the hour, we'll have the next break session. And if nobody signs up for show and tell, probably go over something that I thought was cool this week that I saw. And then for the other break session, if nobody signs up, we'll go over an artist's website. All right, sounds good? Cool. So let me get y'all back to work, send you off with some traveling music. Now, this is a Pawnee B on a Nujabes track, and it's called Thank You. All right, so again, thanks for hanging out. I will see y'all 15 minutes after the hour, and much productivity to you. All right, see you later. Thanks. Bye.
But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity.